of there is no cloud, it's just other people's computers. So in IT, we go through this long life cycle moving data from near where the person sits at their computer to the mainframe or the cloud, or whatever you want to call it, and then back again. Because where's the best place to store the data? Near the person, where they can get to it quickly, or in the data center, where it's more secure and less likely to be lost. And the answer is actually both. But that's not really the point of this. What the point is that what do you understand about the idea of the cloud? Because to my understanding is you're buying into a mainframe set of servers that exist across multiple data centers, across multiple countries. So if one particular component fails, it doesn't matter because the data is stored in multiple locations on multiple systems. This is a very expensive undertaking. And that's what you're buying when you put stuff in the cloud. What you're buying is that ability to store data in a way that it's unlikely to be lost. It doesn't mean it can't ever be lost. You can't ever not get access to it because that happens. And I think people's perception is if they have a server in their office, and the data sitting on the server in their office, it's safe. Hackers can't get to it. They know where the data is. It's like having paper in a filing cabinet. But in reality, that server could die. It could get water damage. Hard drives, it could fail. It could get ransomware. And actually having the data in the cloud that is distributed across multiple data centers, potentially across multiple countries, is vastly more secure, vastly more reliable, several orders of magnitude more reliable. And okay, you're giving up some controls and access limitations to this data. So what's better? Well, for most people and most data, it's better to store it in the cloud. That is, somebody else has the problem of managing where the data is stored, how it's replicated, and keeping it safe. It's going to be way more secure and way more reliable than anything you could possibly come up with. There's some data that's very highly secretive, and that needs specialist data controls. Now, that doesn't mean you can't store it in the cloud at all, but it needs to be encrypted. That's also doable, and there's definitely really good technologies out there now to keep your data safe. Now, if you're using any of these tools, Microsoft, Google, etc., what you want to do is then back up that data again to another service. Now, many people assume that Microsoft, Google, etc., are backing up their data. I don't know how they think they're doing it, but they've got terabytes and terabytes of data. So they am in some cases copying it to other data centers, but a much safer option is to have a paid for backup. It's not particularly expensive to do this. So if there is a problem with your tenant on Microsoft or G Suite, you've got a copy of the data somewhere else. So if you're not doing that, I recommend that you do. And the other good thing about that is organizations assume that Microsoft will keep their data for a long time. But if you delete stuff, often it's only kept for 30 to 90 days. By having your own backup, you know it's going to be kept for longer. So what I want you to be clear of, that storing stuff in the cloud is way more secure than storing it on your local device. It's much less likely to get lost or hacked. However, you do need to take extra steps to back up that data, however you're doing it. And it's easy for me to say because I get calls, emails, messages all the time from people whose systems have been breached, who've lost data, whose hard drives have failed in their computer and they have no backup, or stuff's on a USB stick and they've lost that, or lost access to it, or it's broken. So there's much better ways of doing these things. And the best solution is the hybrid approach. We store the data in the cloud and then we replicate the stuff that we're working on to our local device. There's tools that do that: OneDrive, SharePoint, Dropbox, etc. Those are the tools you should be using nowadays, and you should not be storing stuff on a server in your office in the hope that it's more secure, because it just isn't. Unfortunately, it just isn't. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comments, and look forward to speaking to you soon. If I can help you in any way, if you've got any questions, do reach out to me. I'd love to have a chat. Speak soon.